Hi, I'm Kai. Welcome to an attic somewhere in Norway. Today we're going to continue these videos of how to solder. And today we're going to place components and solder them to a PCB. I have been in my boxes and found some scrap PCBs. I'm going to place some components on them and see different techniques of soldering on different kind of components. It's not as difficult as you think. So come on, I'll show you. Okay, so now we're going to do some soldering on PCB. What we're going to start is to place and solder the resistors. Most know that it does not matter if you place the resistor that way or this way. It does not matter at all. But I may be a little old-fashioned. I always think that we are reading from the left to the right. At least I do. So when I see these color codes on the resistor, I always read those from left to right as well. So why don't place them in that direction? As we see from this one is brown, black, red, and brown, which means it is, as the color says, brown is 1, black is 0, red is 2. The last brown is the tolerance for the resistor. So this one is 1, 0, 0, and 2 more zeros, which means it is 10 kilo ohm. So in that case, we're going to place it like that. And how to place it? Well, I just grab it with my fingers like that, and I do like this. And there we go. Placed. I bend the feet on the other side a little so it does not fall through. I have been changing the tip on my soldering iron today, so probably need a little cleanup first. So. And why did I change it? Well, I wanted a tip with a little more footprint. So, okay, so we do the soldering on components like we do the soldering on wires and cables. We heat the area first, then we add solder. So like this, I heat the area and I add solder from the other side. And not much, don't need that much. And try again. We heat the area and we add solder like that. Okay. And we cut. And another one. And again. Brown, black, red, and brown. And people ask, how do I know it is brown, black, red, and brown instead of brown, red, black, brown? And that is because, I don't know if you see it, but the last ring, the tolerance ring, is always a little wider, and it is also, I'm going to use this as a pointer, and it is also a little more distance between those rings. So as you see, those rings, they have the same distance, but the last one has it is a longer distance between the last one and the second last one. In addition to it, it is a little wider. That ring is a little wider. Maybe you don't see it at once. It needs a little practice, as everything else in electronics. So as we do it again, we just take the resistor and we bend the legs. And we put it in place. These resistors, they are 0.6 watt, so they don't get any much warm. It is in normal use, they don't get heated, so it is no danger for the PCB. If they got warm, if they start to glow like a bulb, then it is something wrong with the construction of the PCB. And it is nothing else you can do but to change maybe everything. So these 0.6 watt resistors, you can place them all to the PCB. But if we take some other resistor, I'm going to show you an example. I have this one. This one is 5 watt, and what I do with this is that now it will not fit there at all. This footprint is not for a resistor larger than 0.6 watt, and you also see the leg does not fit at all. But if we take it as an example, we have this one is big enough. This footprint is for a transformer. So this is a scrap PCB anyway, so we can use it just for fun, just to test. What I used to do is to, of course, I bend the legs, and as you see, the legs, they are a little wider than the inner. So what I do is I place it a little like this. So when I put the resistor in, you see I'm going to if you see the resistor there, it has some distance from the PCB. And why I do that? Well, that is because this resistor can be not a little warm, it can be very warm and destroy the PCB, even if it is nothing wrong with electronics. So, okay, let's solder this again. Solder a fortune. That was a dry one. Let's see. Let's do this one first. We hit and we add the solder and wait. I always let the solder float. So see, it will move out on this solder islands, and it also will move up the leg for the component, and that is the way. Then you know it is a decent solder. And we do this one. We hit and we add the solder. Again, hit and add. Don't rush it, not in a hurry. See this? Don't look bad. Just a little amount of solder and a lot of patience. And we cut these long legs, we don't need those. Like that. Okay, what did we learn today? How to place and solder resistors on the PCB. As I told, these small ones, these 0.6 watt resistors, they don't need to be, we don't need to have a distance between the resistor and the PCB. But of course, if you want to be safe and have a little distance, no problem at all. But these big ones from 2 watt and up, it's always smart to have a certain distance to the PCB. That is because the PCB is made of fiberglass where there's a copper layer is glued, and if the surface temperature is too high, then the copper layer will loosen and the PCB is destroyed. And that is also why you shall never use too hot solder iron and never use too long time soldering. As you see, I was using like 4 or 5 seconds to solder these resistors. It does not need to do more, especially if the temperature on the solder station is correct. If you are using this solder iron without a station, without temperature adjustments, then you can be sure it is a little bit too hot. So then you can please try to reduce the time a little. But overall, as you see, it's not bad soldering. Now, this is only one thing to do to make soldering like this. It is practicing. Practice, 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 and practice. So, that was for today. And don't forget this, you know the drill. This like and subscribe. And if you hit this notification bell, you also get a notification next time we publish a video. So until next time, bye!